Alright, we're gonna. Alright, guys. I'm gonna have to make up for the last couple days, that I haven't made any videos, I want to tell you all something funny that happened to me today. I don't know if you saw the last video I made. But things are getting good, I'm pulling everything together here. I am. Now, I was down by the highway, and I'm not going to say exactly where, and you'll find out why here in a second where I was doing this. Whatever. I'm going to keep that to myself because it's a secret spot. Well, I've had all these problems. I've had mechanical problems with a bike, phone bills, and ran. I'm pulling it around to pull it together, just like everybody else in this country. I'm trying to pull it together too, to try to keep this going, try to keep Pirates or Us going. And I'm going to do whatever it takes, to see this show succeed, because that's what I am. I'm putting on a show here. I'm putting on a show. I want to entertain you guys. I want y'all to love each other. I want you to laugh. I want you to, I want you to feel good. I don't want you to worry. Of course, you need to worry about shit. But I don't want you to, go to bed at night and oh my God, I'm going to wake up in the morning and global warming and nuclear war. I'm in the entertainment business, and I'm trying to be as smart as I can, though I am not the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm very sharp. Don't get me wrong. I'm very sharp. And especially when I sit back and think about stuff. Sometimes it might take me a little longer than others. But if you don't bash me in the head with a baseball bat, I'm going to sit back and think about it. Well, this happened to me today. And I want to tell you the story. Now, I've been under a lot of stress and under the gun, about phone bills, the bicycle, trying to keep this YouTube channel alive. And, I've been over backwards, to try to keep all this stuff alive, so that I can keep going here, because I intend to put on the greatest show on earth. And who knows what could happen in the future. You know what I mean? Who knows what could happen in the future? If you go back to my past videos, you'll see what I've been, trying to talk about here. Because I love my country, that's why. Well, anyway, I did the best I could until the sun went down, and once the sun goes down, it's pretty much over. So I go back up to this gas station, whatever, that I like to, I buy a lot of cigars there and hot dogs and pizza. They got all that stuff. It's like a 7-Eleven kind of deal. I'm not going to say their name because I don't promote corporations. I don't promote them. It's, I will promote them, but they're going to have to pay me a lot of money, man. And even then, if I think they're crooked or corrupt, I won't promote them. But this one gas station, I've never seen anything wrong with them. At least they're not BP. You will never see me spend one dime in a BP. And I'll tell you that story later why. All right? Because I know I got to make these videos short. So anyway, it's the end of the day. Sun's going down. I go back up to this gas station, it's a truck stop, basically, whatever, and, I'm not even sure, why did I go there? And just I had a bunch of change, and I wanted to get rid of it, because otherwise it'll just fall out of my pocket, and I'll lose it, so I spent it on cigars. But as I'm walking into this place, I see this cop and he's harassing this crazy woman, and she was definitely crazy. I actually saw her earlier in the day when I had first gotten to where I was at. I'm not going to say where I'm at because I don't want the government to come down on me. But I'd seen her earlier, and she was obviously, mentally delusional, and I mean, she was talking into the sky, talking to people that weren't there. She was obviously disturbed, and I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. She didn't seem hungry. She wasn't on fire. I can't save everybody. I cannot, as much as I'd like to. I wish I could save everybody, but I can't. So I have to try to, first we got to save ourselves, or we can't save anybody. Maybe down the road in the future, I could be able to help people like that, And she wasn't a Karen. She was just honestly, not right in the head, because I mean, she wasn't hurting anybody. She wasn't hurting anybody, She even had a little dog with her, like this little, I don't know what to call it, just a little dog, And she obviously has problems, But I was like, what can I do? I mean, what can I do? I'm trying to do the best I can here. And so, there just didn't seem anything that I could do to save her. But that's me. I know there's people out there that could save her, that have the training, that know how to help people that have those mental problems, Anyway, I'm just not one of them. Anyway, I was done doing what I was doing. I was done with the paper towels and Windex. I had accomplished my mission. I had accomplished it. I did, even way better than I thought I would. And so I go to the gas station before I start, heading back, to Sebastian here, because. Man, I got a bunch of miles on my belt today, and I didn't ride the bike because you can't ride it. I walked it. Because that's how determined I am to make Pirates Are Us a successful YouTube channel. Or let me stop. Anyway, as I walk up to this gas station, there's this cop. And I don't know if he trespassed or maybe it was the people, that they're in the store that, maybe she was making a scene. I don't know. When I walked up, he was trespassing her. No, maybe she made a scene and that's highly possible, I mean, I don't know. But it's like I'm walking up, he's telling her, hit the sidewalk, da, da, da. And as I come walking up, this pig, he said, hey, hey, you. I'm like, excuse me? And he goes, were you just out on the highway flying a sign? I'm like, what? A sign, you flying a sign out on the highway, and I seen somebody out there on a bike, flying a sign. I'm like, well, you mean a sign like, like holding a piece of cardboard and will work for food? Or what would Jesus do? Like, one of them panhandlers or something? Is that what you're accusing me of? He's like, yeah. And I was like, no. I have never flown a sign ever in my life. Not one time. Ever. I've never done that. So, you're obviously talking to the wrong guy. I don't do that. I'm an old carny and I got a YouTube channel, so I don't, I don't fly signs, so I don't know what you're talking about. and I quickly got away from him, Yeah, but that happened to me today. I had intended to hang out there the whole weekend and try to grab as much money as I could, but after he did that, I and he was not a sheriff. He was just from a town. He was like a town cop, the most uneducated ones of all. And because I've seen at least 4 sheriffs rolled by me today. Never said a damn word. I was like, hey, can I wash your windows? Like, no, we got prisoners for that. And it never bothered me. But this guy came out of the blue and said that, man. Are we the guy over there? And I knew that if I told him, if I started telling my story, I could have screwed myself, He's just, if he don't, first off, where I'm standing, there ain't shit he can do about it because it ain't part of his town. I was standing on federal property, on public property, with no signs saying no trespassing. And I wasn't panhandling. I was offering a service. I wash your windows, and then you throw me a tip. Whatever. It doesn't matter what you give me, man. Dudes and dudesses. Man, I almost couldn't push the bike because the bike is broken. The back is broken on this bike, but I'm going to fix it. But I was so loaded down with charity, food and money and it was just, and they gave it to me because, I wasn't begging, I wasn't standing there with a piece of cardboard saying, we'll work for food, because we know you're not working for food. You're working for beer. And there's nothing wrong with that. I like beer, and I'll work for it. And, the rest of it, it's just a blessing to me, that the good Lord's looking out for me. He wants me to start this YouTube channel, and I'm not going to let the good Lord down. But I hauled ass because I didn't want to hang around the whole weekend because I don't want to burn out something that could be a blessing. I was like, no. And I was going to hang out the whole weekend, but I didn't. I said, no, let's get out of here. We got what we need. Phone bill's paid for the next 2 months. And we still have plenty of money left over and more food that I can eat. I'll definitely share it with some people that I know here in Sebastian. I'll share it with them. Like, here, you guys take half of this stuff because I can't carry it around with me. It's too much. It was all because... I got out there and I didn't beg. I'm like, I'll wash your windows, throw me a tip. And I don't even know how much you want. I'm like, what are you going to give me a cigarette? I'll clean your windows, because I could use a cigarette from time to time. And I don't know, that's just the way I roll, you know what I mean? I don't like doing that. It takes time. You have to be in the right place. There's only windows for it. You know what I mean? You can't just stand out there all day. You can stand out there all day and do what I do, but you might not get. There's only certain hours of the day that'll work. But I want you all to know that it was a woman from New Orleans that taught me that trick, and that's how she survived Hurricane Katrina. I don't know if y'all ever been to New Orleans, but I'll tell you what. Well, they might be getting better now. It's been several years now, and maybe they're getting better now. But I'll tell you what, there in New Orleans, them people, man, what they went through, man, and how they're pulling themselves out of it. They've done it with hard work and a little bit of slick tongue, especially that woman. And she taught me the trick with the paper towels and the Windex. Because I can tell you the story, but it'll make the video too long. Maybe I'll make another one. But she taught me the trick about using paper towels and Windex. And you don't be aggressive. You don't be aggressive because, You just don't. You know, you don't. I never approach anybody unless the window comes down and they got their arm out of the window with money in it. Then I don't approach them. You know, I'm not aggressive. I've seen some videos about up there in the New York Yankee jerk offs. You know that you know they just molest everybody. We don't do that here in Florida. We're respectful of each other. Well, maybe not everybody is, but us Floridians, true blue Floridians, we respect each other. And, you know, if you don't want me to wash your windows, no problem. You want me to wash your windows? I will wash them really, really good. And I'll get your mirrors and everything, man. I mean, you'll be able to see yourself going down the road. All right, guys, I just felt like I needed to say that, you know. Yeah, he told me, are you flying a sign out there? And I'm like, I don't do that. So you got the wrong man. Now, if he'd have asked me if I was out there washing windows, I'd have been like, yeah, it's a service. And there's no trespassing sign out there. I've totally legally looked at the whole area, you know. I'm not a fool. I've looked at it totally, man. And what I'm doing, there's nothing wrong with what I'm doing, you know. I'm offering a service. I'll clean your windows. Just give me a cigarette, you know, because I'm always looking for those. All right, guys. I might make another video before it's over, man, because I had a really good day.